Hello Facebook ads people, I'm Konstantinos, and today we're going to talk about scaling and downscaling an ad account with multiple campaigns. In one of my recent videos about downscaling, some of you sent me a message or there was a comment. You were asking on how I'm managing the budget between the ad sets and which ones I'm scaling, if I'm scaling them, what I'm doing when I'm downscaling. So we're gonna go into another account which is a little bit smaller with smaller budgets so that you can understand it better. And over there, I'm gonna give you different scenarios of what I would do if I wanted to downscale, what I would do if I wanted to scale, what am I looking inside, how am I doing it, and how I'm managing it. Hi guys, I would like to interrupt this video in order to talk to you about my Facebook ads course. It took me 6 months of video editing everything and 3 months of video shooting. And because of that, I have created the best Facebook ad course in the world. Inside, you're going to find super advanced information, but information also for beginners. It takes you by the hand in order to teach you how to do Facebook ads from the beginner level to super advanced level. It has inside Loom videos from cost caps, speed caps, Loom videos from CBO, ASC optimization. It has chosen 5 sessions, inner circle sessions, and it has a lot of theory with whiteboard, also strategies that are working all of these years, things that I have developed, things that I know that are working because I have spent millions and millions on the platform. Currently, I'm spending between 5 and 10 million every month, sometimes it's even more, across 30 accounts, and I have access to many more, so I know what is currently working and all the latest trends, and this is what I'm doing inside the course. I'm showing you live ad accounts with real spend and what is working right now. And if you want, you can click the link below, you can go and you can check some videos that I have open free for you so that you can check if you like the course or not and decide if you want to buy it or not. I will see you there. So we're on this ad account, and as you can see, there's a total big number of campaigns. These two are pinned over here. This is why you see different rows, but it starts from this to this. And we're going to talk about different scenarios over here and the way that we were going to manage it into different cases. By the way, this ad account is not having a lot of campaigns just because I want to. They have so many different products. It's a skincare brand, and they have from body scrubs to hair repair. Okay, so many different products. This ad account here is really scalable, and I'm gonna help them scale. The way that it's structured with multiple campaigns, of course, it's gonna help in the way that you can scale or downscale, and we're gonna see different scenarios. The first thing that I want you to see when you go into another account like this is that we will have to see what is happening inside. For example, here we can see that in this campaign, we do have several of those that they are having sales. So here it's easy for us to do a scaling. First of all, ignore this kind of things of down drops and all of that. Don't care about them. Let's go, for example, and see this one. In this one, we can see that we have only 2. Both of them have good ROAS and stuff. So this is another case. Then you can go and you can check this one, for example. In this one, you can see that we have only 1 dominant, for example, taking all of the budget, which means that it's easier to scale this one. From the 3 previous cases that I showed you, in one of them that we have many ads working, it's easier for us to scale. In the other one that we had only 2, because both of them are having good ROAS, it's easier for us to scale. But if one of the 2 had bad ROAS, basically I wouldn't touch this campaign. In the last one that we have a really dominant one over there, I would easily scale this campaign because I know that the majority of the budget will go there. So this is the way that you treat it inside the ad level when you're working with campaigns like this. Obviously, if you have a CBO that has many assets and all of that, you will have to take also into consideration that when you scale it, you might ruin the balance and stuff. If you ended up having 1 asset after optimization, then you can still scale. Let's go and see others also to check a little bit of what we have here. We have only 1 ad, so it's safer to do so. Let's go to the bottom, try to find maybe problematic. Let's go to this one, for instance. In this one, for instance, we can see that we have only 1 dominant, basically nothing else. Let's check another one. Let's go to this one, for example. Okay, this one is only one. Anyway, so you understand the concept of which ones are more risky to scale and which ones are not. The case is that they have multiple ads and the dominant, for example, is doing okay, but the others are not. Maybe you should optimize on the ad level. The other case that you're gonna have a bad dominant and some others that are doing well, this is the case that either you will have to optimize and close the dominant, or you're not gonna touch and scale and all of that, and you're gonna work with the average results. That's the first thing. The first thing is that we look on the ad level or ad set level if there are CBOs, and we check if we can touch a campaign or if it's easier to touch one campaign compared to another. Another account like this, is it profitable? Of course it is, okay? And this is another account that has a lot of potential and it can scale more. But we are gonna scale in a smarter way instead of just increasing the budget to all of them. Over here, what you can see is that we are operating with a minimum ROAS of 6. So this campaign most likely I will close eventually, and I will not touch it again. I can see that, for instance, this is a campaign which is problematic, okay? If I want to have 6 ROAS over here, and this one is giving me 5.65, okay? And there are some others which I'm gonna close, but still nothing is moving here. This is a campaign that I'm not gonna touch. So everything is happening on the level of the average over here. So in order for me to just keep this one, for example, and give it a little bit of more chance for the future, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna see, can I absorb this on the average results? The answer is yes. Let's say, for example, that I wanted to have an average of 10, okay? Let's keep the 10. So all of these here, they're problematic campaigns, okay? I'm on 11.5, so still I could keep those, okay? Let's say that I want to have a 12 average ROAS over here. What I could do is that I would check when can I hit 12 without the last one. So if you filter by row selection over here, 11.52, okay, so still I have to remove something from the bottom. Let's continue. 11.62. That's a very good practice for you to see also how much you're benefiting by removing campaigns, okay? There. 11.76. At this point, it's really obvious to me that I will have to get rid of many campaigns in the scenario that I needed 12 ROAS, for example, okay? 11.87 and so on until you find the 12. So now if you remove that, you can see that you will have to remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 campaigns in order for you to hit the 12 ROAS. What you can do instead is this. You can come to the campaigns that are exceptionally good. For example, this one, we can check inside what is happening. We have 2 of them that they're doing really well, and we can do immediately bumps, because this one, even if it drops from 18 to 14, 15, whatever that may be, that means that still it's gonna influence the average results because it's spending also a lot of money on the 15 ROAS, for example. Let's check this one. This one is 17, it's actually doing really well across the board. So this one we're gonna increase also, okay? And by doing that, basically what you can do is you can increase the ones that they are having much higher ROAS from the ROAS that you want, and you can either close or decrease a lot the others that they are doing bad. In that way, by just increasing the budget to the ones that are performing better, you are increasing also the average results. So over here, I would prefer to just let go 1 or 2 of them on the bottom and then increase the budget, trying to go to the 12 ROAS. Of course, all of these are scenarios over here. I mean, it's an extreme scenario to want 12 ROAS, but anyway, I just did this so that you can understand, because right now, if I talk about 5 or 6, it looks easy, but if I talk about 12, then you have to do changes on the ad account, and I'm explaining to you the way that I would have done them. I would have closed 1 or 2, and then I would try to increase the average with the ones that are way above the 12 that I want. This is what I was gonna try to do. But for sure, it's very important to work with the average results on the ad account. The last part of this, when you're gonna scale, or when you're gonna downscale in order for you to be able to reach the ROAS that you want. For example, let's say here that we need 13 ROAS. which means that we will have to downscale. We're gonna increase a little bit the budget on those that they do well or leave them as they are. This really depends on the health of the ad accounts across the board. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go on the bottom. As you can see, all on the bottom, because I have already optimized them, they're not spending a lot. Maybe this one, for example, I would lower to 15. This one I would lower to 15. In this case, this one I would lower to 15. This one I would lower more, trying to fix the average results like this. And then you can also close some campaigns on the bottom if you're not hitting. But the most important thing, and this is the last thing that I want to say, is that when you're doing changes on the budget of the campaigns, you need to remember that, sadly, and this is the difficult part of working with multiple campaigns and why people avoid it. And you need to leave a buffer day of 1 or 2 days and then see what's going to happen. Many times we're observing on the ad accounts that when you do a change, the next day the campaign is gonna do bad, especially when you're downscaling. And the mistake that people do on the downscaling, that they don't understand it and they just collapse their ad accounts, is that they do a change, the next day they do another change, the next day they do another change, and then they say, my changes ruined the campaign. No, you were not patient enough to see what your campaign is going to do with a new budget in a longer period of time. So let's say, for example, that I'm downscaling this one from 105 to 50, okay? I'm not gonna see tomorrow the results that's gonna have, for example, 5 ROAS, and I'm gonna be disappointed. I'm gonna wait for 2 days, for example, and then I'm gonna see if I'm gonna lower it more. And this is the thing that most people don't do, and this is why most people don't understand how to downscale. Because scaling is easy. Scaling is always gonna be green numbers, and you're scaling. In my opinion, it's not easy because you have to check the profit that you're getting and not only scaling another account. But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say here is that by watching the average, waiting a little bit between the changes 1 or 2 days, and watching the ad level to see if the optimization is needed, or if the ads or the assets in a CBO case are okay for you to scale. These are the key elements in the way that you're gonna treat another account with multiple campaigns and how you're gonna scale it or downscale it or manage it in general. So this is the way to do it. I hope that this visual example is gonna help you. And don't forget, guys, that if you want to learn more, you can check my book, you can check my course, where these kind of things with live ad accounts and many more things, from theory to Loom videos of me explaining day by day what I'm doing into ad accounts, is there. You can see all the reviews on Trustpilot. I have a free version so that you can see how it feels and if you like it or not. Also, I do have my mentorship program, Chosen 5, which is one-on-one working with me. Of course, there are certain criteria that you need to have in order to join, like a specific spend every day, maybe many accounts if you're a freelancer, whatever. Send me a message and maybe we're gonna find a way to work together. Until we meet again, guys, be creative and be consistent.